Hey, so I was revisiting our playbook for 2026 as it's coming up in 2 months, but I figured that we were lacking in quite a couple of departments that I think is easily fixable, especially in terms of our marketing. Um, right now we just market on LinkedIn, right? But one thing that I'm having trouble doing is creating this like consistent agenda for each or rather like intent behind each content, right? So that's what we're currently lacking at, and I figured I would just like build it up front because I'm like super lazy doing this all by myself. So I'll just like record this to keep myself accountable. So yeah, tag along with me as a brainstorm, right? So I'm gonna be creating the source of truth. What do I mean by that? Right? When I think about a source of truth, it's this like artifact, like a document, right? Which has like consistent guidelines on who we are, right? It's the guidelines that have to be like super consistent because it's very easy to like miscommunicate with your customers or your founders. So or like whoever you're working with, right? So it gets like super messed up. So to just bring them to like unify all of them, you do need like this one document that kind of like guides you towards the correct way of communicating with them. So it's gonna be super helpful when you're working in ChatGPT or like any other LLM, right? I personally like to use Claude as well, so having this document in the project section could definitely help out. So that's what I'm envisioning. So when I'm thinking in the context of LLMs, I'm obviously thinking about giving it tons of context, right? About our niche, about our offers, and also the system that we currently have to deliver, right? So I think these three sections will be enough. I kind of got a new drawing tablet right here and a very obnoxious pen. Getting used to it, but there you go. So, I think it's best to start off with our niche. When I talk about a niche, I'm really talking about the people that we work with or the problem that we're solving, right? Because a niche is like a group of people with the same problem. So the problem that we're trying to fix is like B2B founders. They're like our target audience, right? B2B founders who are struggling with like ADHD. Yeah, that's a D. That was a D, I promise. It's like, there you go. ADHD. Messy thoughts. I struggle with that too, if you couldn't tell already. Messy thoughts, right? And these people don't really have the time to write LinkedIn posts, right? So they resort to using ChatGPT, and they end up making content that's not like resonating with their ICP, right? The ICP does not like it. So the reason why this happens is because like ChatGPT does not really have context on how they function, because of which the content ends up falling flat. And that's very common. We normally like that's actually our offer. Let me just like write that down as well. There you go. So our offer is we really come in and hold like one-to-one sessions with these founders. So that's like almost one call monthly. That's like around 1 hour, right? We sit down with these founders and we just like extract thoughts, right? We extract thoughts, we ask some questions, and like we have some high value questions. We pull out the transcript from the meeting, and we make them like 20 posts, right? That their ICP is gonna be happy about. It's a smiley face. So our overall offer is just 1 monthly call, and we're gonna write you 20x posts, right? The way we write these posts is using our product, which is the other part of our source of truth. Our product is it's like an AI system, right? Right now it's like not programmed or coded yet. It's just this AI system that we use to write. We have our own prompts, and it's sitting in like my Notion library, right? So we use this, and we just like take all these. This like, let's imagine this to be like the messy thoughts that a founder has, right? We use this to create like a unified persona. We try to contain that, right? So this is like a container, this is our container, and this is all the messy thoughts, and we kind of like use that to let me just draw it here. Create like a system. We don't create it, we just like pull that into our system, and we create like LinkedIn posts, right? Very easy to visualize, and that does the job. Right now we have got some early results. Yeah, I think I ran out of pages in here, but let me just erase that super quick. Erase all of that in fact super quick, or let me just like, yeah, go upwards. That should work. I'm also thinking that in our source of truth, there you go, yeah, we should also have like a breakdown of our system, but I don't think I should write it down here right now because that will be like 3 to 4 hours long. I think I have what we need for creating the document, right? We do have the niche, the offers, the system, the artifacts, something that we'll create. Yeah, I think the last thing that we need is this like persona. I don't know why I drew that box over there. It looks good. So for the persona, it's like how we like to be perceived, right? And how we like to be perceived is like, REFRSH is like super concise. We are like super clear with our communication. We're like the guide in our customer's journey instead of the hero. The hero would be somebody who like comes and decimates all the problem. We're not here to like just get rid of the problem entirely, right? That's what ChatGPT did. Like they came in to like help bridge the gap. But we are here to like lead them towards that bridge, right? So we are more of a guide than like an actual hero just coming in to help. Ultimately, if we try to like unify all of this, right, our niche, our offer, our system, and our persona, we're gonna have a source of truth, right? I'm gonna call it the SOT. And with the SOT, the source of truth, we're gonna be able to pull this into LLMs, like ChatGPT, and it will have enough context about REFRSH. And with this context, we're gonna be able to create a lot of marketing posts. So yeah, let's get started with creating the actual system, right? That's my OBS. Let's go ahead and try to create a system. It's so confusing sometimes. Mac is. There you go. That's my messy thought. Anyways, start a new document. Let's try to put everything we in. So we do have our niche, we have our offer, we have our system, Forgot to type apparently, and our persona. So our niche is turning. No, it's a B2B founders. I'm struggling with messy thoughts. There you go. Our offer is they will sit on a 1:1 therapy session. Online, obviously. And we will write them 20x LinkedIn posts using our system, right? And our system right now consists of prompts that we use. Our battle tested workflows. We have some early signals, and we would like to be perceived as the guide. We're clear, we're concise, and I think we also wrote about Yep, that's pretty much it. Forgot to write about the transcript. We get transcripts from the calls and put them into our battle tester workflows, and we have some early signals. So I'm not gonna obviously write out the entire source of truth right here. I'm gonna put that into my ChatGPT source of truth. ChatGPT. Let's turn that on. LinkedIn writing business. Put that in, and GPT-5 tends to really go out of its way, so we'll tell it to not do that because sometimes it gets really annoying, right? So don't go beyond anything I have told you here. And this should give us like a pretty good initial draft of what I would like for my source of truth to be. Just put it here. This is like a brainstorming session, so open up a new page, create source of LinkedIn writing business, source of truth, concept, blah blah blah, niche is this, their state, messy thoughts, using our system. As you can see, it's not really detailed, right? So now my prompt was not really good. Let's see. Anything I've told you here. Write out the source of truth to be more compliant of a digital writing. LinkedIn writing business, and our name is REFRSH. I'm not really thinking of like normally I would like make the prompt super detailed, but right now I'm just brainstorming, so I guess this will do. So for this, just change up the font here a bit. We normally use, it's not here, so never mind. Yeah. Source of truth, niche is this, messy thought to need clarity on LinkedIn, therapy sessions, positioning, blah blah blah, specific over vague, scope, internal. Let me see. I think I can work. Somebody's like murdering somebody up above. Hopefully not, but yeah. And then we paste that here. Alright. So, who B2B founder states in clarity on LinkedIn, can't write posts for themselves. ChatGPT does a horrible job of understanding ICP. Our offer is one-to-one therapy sessions online, but it's like one-to-one monthly therapy session online. That's like around an hour per month, and we will write them 20 LinkedIn posts. Sorry. Our system, we use prompts throughout Founder Insights. We capture transcripts from calls, that's right. Workflows, yep. And we operate some early signals informing what we do. Alright, this is our persona, how we show up. We're the guide, so clear and concise. We lead people to the bridge instead of creating the bridge itself. So we are positioned as a supporter. Style is clear, concise, no BS. REFRSH guides B2B founders from messy thoughts to 20 clear, concise, extract and place through. Alright, cool. Messaging pillars, we lead the process so founders don't have to go through noise, make ideas obvious, say the most with the fewest words. Yeah, that works, but I don't think I'll be using that in public materials. Guiding B2B founders from messy thoughts to clear, concise LinkedIn posts, what we do, one-to-one therapy sessions, blah blah blah, how we work, prompts, transcripts, balances, workflows, we have early signals and keep it signals. Keep it simple. Nope. We unearth our early signals and keep it simple so we can double down on what works for each individual LinkedIn account. Writing principles for 180 per post. Nah, that's bullshit. I don't write that. Plain language, tight structure, specific over vague. Sure. And when the point is made. Sure. Scope, internal, the word, define the work. We keep reclaiming between the 1-2 session. Cool. I think this does the job of like. Let me just remove that super quick. So the reason why the source of truth is going to be super important is because we can now go and kind of use the source of truth in our marketing materials, right? There's a lot of uses for this. So I'll just download this. So for example, right, you can be here using our source of truth. Now we can like use this to create other materials, right? Write me like a brand pitch, right? For example, between REFRSH and Nike. So I'll be able to, that's like hypothetical. Hopefully we do work with Nike one day, but like this is like just an example of how this document could function for us, right? So this source of truth is now gonna go on to give us quite a lot of context on how everything functions. So now I don't have to go to ChatGPT and write about REFRSH every time I open up a new chat. I don't want to put it into memory. That's not because I don't want it to be the same for every prompt, right? So this document will come in handy when it gets. So this is perfect for, yeah, so now I've got a brand pitch copy ready, right? So obviously I'll need a bit more improvement in here. I'll probably go on and build it out more and more and more. Now that we have our source of truth, I think as we go on, we're going to have to build quite a lot of things. I think we do have our marketing to be figured out. We need our onboarding funnels. We need our client acquisition. And we need like revenue, right? We need that. Payment systems, very important. And I think that does it. I'll be going over more like building in public stuff like this as we go on. Let me know how you guys like that. It also helps me stay accountable, right? So I guess I'll do that regardless. Yeah, in my next building in public session, I'll be doing more like onboarding stuff and more of this. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you.